Happy Friday, guys. We made it to Friday. It is your girl V with Reality Recap here for your midday tea talk on last night's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. Let's make sure our streams are in here, as I always do. We are streaming live right now across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So make sure to check in if you're able to watch live. If you can't watch the show live, no worries, guys. All of my midday tea talks and weekly news recaps are loaded on my YouTube channel. So make sure you go to my link, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what? I think I'm going to put my YouTube channel on my screen moving forward so you guys can find it easily. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you can't watch the entire live, all of my tea talks are loaded there. And yes, please check in the chat if you're joining now. Thank you. And let me know your thoughts on last night's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County as I give you my unsolicited thoughts. So we're going to get into it. Let me get my notes up because I tell you guys, there are so many housewives shows on. I'm binging Love is Blind half the night. Like, got to keep my notes and keep everything straight. But let's just get the positive things out the way, shall we? Because that's not really what we're here for. Let's be honest. We're here for the mess and the drama. So, positive things we saw in Real Housewives of Orange County last night. We saw Emily um, meet with a young man who had been falsely accused and spent a large amount of time in prison where she was helping him get a suit and kind of reestablish himself because she's still volunteering or working at a foundation called Innocence where they help rehabilitate or help, folks that were incarcerated and falsely incarcerated or their case didn't make sense or they've kind of been justified in what they were originally sent to prison for. So we saw her doing that, so that was positive last night. We also saw Katie talk to her family about her going back home to Asia and hopefully finding her birth mom and putting the pieces together of her life because she is adopted. So those were the positive things of last night's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. Now that we've got that out the way, we're going to get into the mess. Duh, that's what we do here. And that's what makes the show exciting. So we started out with Tamara and Ryan's the part two of their discussion back and forth about the things Ryan said on a podcast about her, the things he posted on his social media about her son. And she stormed out of Katie's like couples dinner and said she was ready to go. She went to the car. Katie chased after her. And, she tells Katie, like, ask him about the FBI. He has a lot going on. He's, basically a scumbag, is what she said. Again, putting somebody else's business out there to keep us from learning about her life and her storyline because everyone else's drama is her storyline. Um, but I kind of left that dinner honestly kind of feeling like, Eddie, whose side are you on, sir? Are you on the side of your wife or are you not? Because it seemed like when Tamara was there, he was, backing her up or, some things he probably wasn't happy that she said. And he was trying to scale back on how many dirty martinis she had. But when she left the table, he was kind of like, well, Jen said to him, help me with that. And he apologized. He shook Ryan's hand and they hugged when he ain't even want to speak to him when he came in the door. So Eddie seems to be in a tough situation because apparently he knew Jen longer than he's known Tamara. It's a tough situation for him. And he probably just wouldn't have addressed it at all, honestly, because Eddie don't even seem like he want parts of being on the show or the drama. But maybe if it was going to be addressed, because it is on a TV show, maybe sticking to why did you say the things on the podcast about me? Hearing Ryan's side of why, he felt the way because of all the things that Tamara said about him last season, which was way worse than what Ryan said about her on the podcast. And that discussion being an adult conversation, but this is Housewives. That's not going to happen. But honestly, not getting into the whole FBI comment and all of that, I think that's where Eddie was like, okay, this is enough. Let's stop it. But, the martinis have been flowing at that point, and there's no stopping Tamara. We know when she get a couple of them dirty martinis in her. So, but I definitely left that dinner like, I wonder how Tamara felt when she saw that on last night's episode. Um, and I really don't know why Jen keeps trying with Tamara, to be honest. And she was saying, like, it's short lived that they made up. Tamara is not to be trusted, in my opinion. We've seen it time and time again where the people closest to her or considered her friends are the ones that she goes for the hardest. She uses things against them that she knows about them. And I don't know why Jennifer thinks that her and did I not put the ladies up on the screen? There you go. So you know what we're talking about if you drop in. But yeah, I don't know why Jen is expecting or trying to continue a friendship with Tamara. Honestly, after the way she treated Jennifer last season, I'd have been done. You talking about my man. And as a friend, it's okay to voice your concerns about someone somebody's dating. But at the end of the day, she's a grown woman. So if she wants to date Ryan, she's going to. So you can express your concern. If you're a true friend, you're going to express it off camera. And even if you say it on camera, like you not going to go to the level that Tamara did. Again, I asked you guys over and over again, what are we really learning about Tamara in these seasons that she was brought back? She was brought back for this sole purpose of what she's doing. That's how she's trying to cling on to that orange and so happy she got it back. And y'all know she was furious when she lost it, is by stirring up the pot. And she doesn't have many scandals or anything, or that we know of, because everything coming out of Tamara is about other people. It's not about her life. And that's how she's making it on this show. Hi, Philly Diva. Good to see you. I haven't seen you go live in a while. You got me blocked or something? No. Because I usually check into your lives too, but I haven't seen you go live. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Well, yeah, girl, we just talking about last night's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County and me just explaining why I don't understand why Jen continues to why Jen continues to try to forge a friendship with Tamara. And, Tamara just continuing to make everybody else's lives her storyline. Philly Diva said Tamara doesn't know how to be a good housewife without being shitty to other people. Yeah, exactly. Nor does she know how to be a good friend. So I wouldn't trust her at all. I really wouldn't. None of them should feel safe because it's clear that we've been seeing her back, even back when she threw the drink in Gina Keogh's face, right? Like, how long ago was that? This is nothing new with this woman. This is what she does. So Jen is just not that type of girl. You know what I mean? Like, she got a little shade in her in the confessionals, and hopefully after a few seasons, if she continues on the show, she'll toughen up. But she's just not that girl that's gonna be able to handle that. That's why I'm like, just stay clear from her and stop trying to be her friend. Philly Diva said, I'm okay. I've had a few deaths in my family. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. So I've been MIA. Okay. I know it was something I haven't seen you. But I'm always thinking about you. I love your page. You know that. I always stop in and have a kiki with you on your lives. But I'm sorry for the losses. And you're in my prayers. So let's have a little fun, shall we? Lighten up the mood for you and keep talking about last night's episode. I also wonder how many episodes do we have left, because we're on our way to London. I'm wondering, I need to look that up and see how many episodes we have left of Real Housewives of Orange County. It feel like it's going so fast. Um, Katie returns to the dinner from out there speaking to Tamara, and she, lets the group know that Tamara said, well, Ryan asked you about the FBI. And then the stuttering begins. It's similar to when he was asked at the dinner by Katie's husband, "Well, what do you do for a living?" It just started to, but the bottom line, Brian is saying that she must be talking about a case with one of his close friends, and that his close friend has a bookie company or a business, as well as he's a professional gambler, and that Ryan don't got nothing to do with it. He's just his friend enjoying the fruits of his labors, and he travels to Vegas with him. And that being a bookie, apparently, from what he's saying, I have no idea, is legal in Vegas. And that's all there is to it. He can't really speak on it. Of course not. It's a legal case. He can't speak on it. Nor do I think he said too much to begin with. It was a bit incriminating in itself. But I would have just been like, I don't know. I can't answer none of that. I'm praying for my friend. But he put himself at the scene of the crime and saying that he goes back and forth to Vegas with this friend. So that will continue to unfold. I'll tell you guys, because I think the baseball player that we talking about, didn't I just see him get some Gatorade dumped on him for congratulations like last night or something, or recently? But the alleged scandal is that there's a Dodger baseball player that I can't pronounce his name, and I ain't even gonna try to, child. He had an interpreter working for him that was allegedly taking money from him and using it without, his knowledge, to gamble. And this person, this interpreter that was gambling, allegedly a large amount of money ended up in Ryan's bank account. That is what the end result or scandal is, that is going to come up later, where OC picked back up cameras to film this scandal once it broke. But as of right now, and again, that's allegedly, don't come for me. Like he came for Tamara this week. Bloop. But just know that is, what the scandal is allegedly about. And he's saying, yeah, he's just a friend enjoying the fruits. Philly said the player was also banned from baseball. He was. I don't know nothing about baseball, Philly Diva. I really don't. I'm a football girl, and that's it. I know you are one too. But yeah, I don't know nothing about baseball. None of the players' names. I don't even know the team names. How about that? I just know that this man played for the Dodgers. I don't even know what city that is, but I really don't. But yeah, I would have never even heard of the baseball player's name if it wasn't for this scandal. And then I was looking like, what? I can't even pronounce it. So, but that is what he was stuttering about last night. So we'll see that unfolds. Emily got into her lawyer mode and was asking the questions to get these answers. I was like, girl, why don't you just go back to practicing? Because your children, we never see her with her children. Not to say that she's not, but on the show, they're barely featured. So just go to work. Just go practice some law. But she always got the questions. And I feel like she breaks things down for us on the show when it comes to the legal things. Billy Diva said he played for the Dodgers. He was a Japanese player and he was connected to his translator. Oh, okay. See, when I first read it, it made it seem like he knew nothing about it and that this was just money being stolen from him, is what I read from the scandal when it first broke. But now he no longer plays. Was he any good, Philly Diva? Like, was he good? Is he well known? I don't know. Let me know. Um, what else happened last night? Shannon meets with Katie and Heather, and she talks about how she thinks that John and Alexis put the lawsuit out there to People Magazine. We even see later in the show where they ask Katie and Jen, what do they think? Do they think that Alexis put it out? Philly Diva said, oh, he was amazing. This ruined his whole career. Wow. No wonder it was such a big scandal. I guess it would have still been a scandal for us for Housewives purposes, but no wonder it seemed like it was such a huge thing. Oh, messed his career up. And probably, like, I'm sure he was making a substantial amount of money already. So for him to go and do this, and mess himself up. It's just like womp womp womp. It wasn't even necessary. You can't take everybody with you, that's for sure, because they'll drag you back down. But wow, good to know. Appreciate you, girl. But yeah, you guys tell me though. What do you think? Do you think that Alexis and John put this story out to People Magazine and put the lawsuit out? You know, granted, it's public knowledge when you sue someone and it can be located, but how quickly it was located, or how would you know that that was the day that he submitted a lawsuit? It's questionable. We don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but is it possible? Is it likely the way that he and Alexis is campaigning this season to I guess clear his name or make him come out in a good light? Which, by the way, the more they try to help his name, the more it seems like they're hurting it. That's just the honest truth. Like, because honestly, it feels like Shannon came into this season not really saying much about John. You know, she even her issues with Alexa was more about the lawsuit. And even if underlying it was about her dating Johnny J, she didn't come on the TV screen and say that. She said her issues were about the lawsuit that her Alexa's ex-husband Jim filed against her when she was going through her divorce and her legal issues, and then paying out more money while she's trying to, transition into being a single mom and, taking care of her kids that were going to college. That's where it seems like her issues stemmed from. She didn't really come out to smear Johnny J. You keep bringing him up, and then she keeps needing to respond. Is really how I see it playing out. Philly Diva said, "I think Alexis put it out to make her Johnny J look good." Yeah, I do as well. I do think that it's a high probable cause that they put that out. I definitely do. We also learned that because we saw as while Shannon and Heather and Katie were meeting, we saw that Gina had Emily over and they were talking, and we learned that Heather is upset with Gina for leaving the party at Jen's house, or Jen and Ryan's house, the party that she had, where Emily and Heather got into it over Dressgate, is what I call it, from the fashion show. Gina left with Emily. That's her best friend. But we learned that Gina knows that Heather is upset with her and disappointed because she left with her, as if that's not her best friend. Heather, come on. She's gonna make sure she's okay. She's distraught. Even though you feel like you were right in the situation, Emily was clearly distraught. She's gonna leave and make sure she's okay. So I don't know why she's upset with Gina. And then host takes Heather. To be honest with y'all, really, I personally have type that is offensive. Opinion was it looked like she was. I her Emily issues with and Heather, and Heather is. I didn't was out to make her fit in the most honest some type of way. She was. I know. So you have to have a solid plan for your mental health when you're going to enter into reality TV world, or just in the spotlight in general. The world can be really, really harsh and really, really cruel. Really harsh and really, really cruel. But yeah, I just don't really, but yeah, I just don't really either. either I see wrongs on both sides. I definitely don't think Heather. I see wrongs on both sides. I definitely don't think Heather. I don't think Heather meant anything about the dress comment. I don't think she was trying to make Heather look or feel bad at the fashion show. Who does that at a charity event to begin with? And I think Emily is just, again, she had her preconceived notions of, oh, I've lost this weight, I'm going to get a size 2 dress to wear, and that's just not the case. But she looks good. Hell, I thought she looked better thick. She lost a little bit of her booty, if you ask me. I thought she looked better when she was thicker than the weight that she lost. Like, she was giving Atlanta housewife vibes, and she looked good to me. So she but I thought the booty was how I felt, but some type of result. Shannon, everybody got there. You know what you be loaded on channel people. I'm definitely gonna put, but it's always Shannon came in and surprised we're going to London. Everybody was excited. Tacky flowers are delivered. Thank slander. You don't sense to me, but the olive branch. Branch. And she decides that she's going to draft up a text message to send to Alexis to let her know that she is not nor never would be invited to London. I don't know why, but Katie and Jennifer, they elect themselves to go to Alexis's house and talk to her about it and soften the blow of her learning that she would not be going to London. Why that would be a surprise to her, why she would even want to go is beyond me. But oh, the Gretchen come back. Same person. Nothing blindly being, blindly being led by her man. It was Jim before, now it's Johnny J. It's the same person. Somebody show you who they are once, believe them. Duh. So bravo. I would have rather knew that they are going to his house, and rather her ex. I don't know at this point. And Jen goes sis, but uh it ain't land the way you wanted it to land. They in there trying to be so politically correct. And they're like, yeah, so you might want to check your text messages because definitely she sent you a text communication about it. She goes upstairs to get her phone. We learn that Johnny J upstairs probably with his ear out like this, listening to the conversation because he don't want to be on camera, but he want to be talked about on camera through Alexis clearly this entire season so far. So we learn he's upstairs with her phone at that and hands her the phone and she comes back downstairs. And the message did not change at all because, Shannon read what she was planning to send to Alexis at the tea party, and people were saying, "Oh, you got to soften it up a little bit. You got to change your tone." And nope, it was exactly the same message and let her know, let's be clear, sis, you are not invited to London. Gangsta. Like it almost came off to me the same as when when Margaret had them flowers delivered to Teresa in the last season of Real Housewives of New Jersey to send to housewives and then tell you to read a text message and rip you in the text message. Iconic. Loved it. Funny as hell. But then all of a sudden, Alexis turns into the victim here. She's crying. I've tried all types of ways. No, how about trying not suing her? And I get it. Like Shannon offered the money with some type of like document saying that he couldn't talk about her in a negative light, but and he refused that and moved forward to sue. But she's not talking about you, bruh. Like she's not thinking about you. You just if you wanted the money, then take it. And then you got Alexis there, even though she's crying and they're not taking any accountability of saying, like, yeah, well, I can see where she's upset. My Johnny J is suing her. You're up here like, well, if she had paid the money back, you weren't in that relationship, sis. Mind your business. You weren't in the relationship. You don't have no proof. Whatever proof he got, that's on him. But for a face, that's what I believe. Double where you with you. Really annoyed them and crying. Did you really expect to be invited to this woman's 60th birthday trip for you to bring down to her mood, knowing that your boyfriend is back home working tirelessly with a lawyer to take her money from her? Like, be for real. Would she invite her on her trip? So, like, and then pro- yeah, like she kicks Katie and Jen out of her house. And she tells them that they are horrible communicators of bad news. Really, sis? You've been a horrible communicator of your boyfriend's feelings towards Shannon this entire time. She has spent this. What do we know? Again, just like I said about Tam, what do we know about Alexis? That was the first time, no, maybe the second time we've even been in her house since the season started, where we saw Tamara go over there for the first time in last night. We don't what's going on with her children, what's going on with her relationship with Johnny J outside of how do we see that dynamic and see all this love and stuff that you profess that he's giving to you. Everything is about Johnny J and Shannon, not Alexis and Johnny J and their dynamic and what's happening. How's her relationship with Jim and co-parenting, blah, blah, blah. Like everybody is not everybody, but I just don't like when a housewife storyline is solely based on somebody else. That's whack to me. You're not interesting enough. That's what it boils down to. So she's the victim, but she ain't going to London. And I can't wait for the girls to leave her ass at home. But she pretty much is saying that she will not be around the group anymore. So is she quitting? Cool. Cool. But is she quitting? That's what I want to know. But she's saying she will not be around the group. And Jen and Heather, they're saying, well, that's not fair. You should hang out with us separately. Like, they don't really want to hang out with that girl. Stop it. I think Katie and Jen are becoming real good friends and bonding on the newbie level of being on the show together. I think they have a cool dynamic, but we'll see where it goes from here. Is Alexis not coming back? She's definitely upset and made that very clear. She put up a statement recently. She's very upset with how she's being portrayed on the show. Here we go, blaming edits and what was cut out. Regardless, you said this stuff. You did it. But she's clearly upset with how she's being portrayed. I don't know if she's gonna want to come back and try to redeem herself. She'll probably go on her Zen healing journey, as most of the housewives do when they come back from a season of getting ripped by the fans. But she, at this time, is saying she's done with the group and she will not be hanging out with these ladies. Okay, great. Off to London we go. So it was a cool episode. I will tell you, I was kind of in and out of it, waiting for the good parts. That's why I just gave you the positive up front and move right into the juicy parts of the episode. But yeah, still enjoying Real Housewives of Orange County. That is my take on last night's episode. You're more than welcome to comment even after this is no longer live. And like I said, it'll be posted on my YouTube channel if you get to watch the this full podcast episode, and let me know your thoughts. But don't forget, guys, before I get out of here, I'll be back for Midday Tea Talk tomorrow. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Going over tonight's episode of Life After Lockup. I gave you guys a sneak peek earlier today. It's on my page. Take a look. I have one more for you that'll probably post soon. But yeah, Life After Lockup. The Felon Fridays just continue. You'll be here. Good. We should have some of the Life After Lockup cast drop in and answer some questions. I think Kim should be dropping in. I'll just double check with her and make sure and reminds her. But yeah, Life After Lockup tonight, season premiere. We rolling right from Love After Lockup to Life After Lockup, and some of your fave couples are back. I need the network. What? WeTV? You don't have WeTV? But yeah, Life After Lockup tonight and Midday Tea Talk tomorrow. Thank you. And then we'll have Midday Tea Talk on Sunday on Love and Marriage Detroit. And guess what? Monday, we will have Midday Tea Talk because what is premiering Sunday, guys? Real Housewives of Potomac. The girls are back Sunday. So I'm adding another Midday Tea Talk because we got to recap the season premiere of Real Housewives of Potomac coming on this Sunday. Sneak peeks on the way of that for you as well. So thanks, Alpha Love. You'll be here. Great, guys. So that is my recap for today. Before I get out of here, if you have a business or a product that you want me to promote, my promotional rates are there. If you want to be a sponsor of the podcast and you want me to promote your business or your product on all of my Midday Tea Talks, you can email me for more information at reality. I like you how you pull. I got a point like this, right? reality_recap@yahoo.com. My Cash App is down there in the corner, $reality recap. I appreciate your support so far, guys, and all that you've helped me with. I really do appreciate the support and the growth and the new followers. Welcome. I appreciate you. And as I always say before I get out of here, reality TV stars are humans too. Don't forget that.